Welcome to Community Convener, the official podcast of Henry County Chamber of Commerce. And let's celebrate this 10th episode. My name is Joseph Henning. I'm your president and CEO, and I'll be your host today. This podcast is all about bringing you the people, programs, and progress, driving business growth and community connections right here in Henry County. And this week, we have a packed episode, including a discussion on breaking generational stereotypes. We'll spotlight some of our incredible members and volunteers. And of course, mark your calendars for these can't miss events. So grab a coffee and let's dive in. Well, welcome to this episode of Catalytic Conversation, and I'm excited to have our guests back. This segment focuses on killing generational stereotypes, and we're going to spotlight the real impact that happens when different generations work side by side. And first, I want to welcome our Gen Z interns, Abigail and Peighton, and thank you all. We talked to you, I meant to look this up, but it was, about 4 episodes ago? So you're still here. I appreciate that.
No, we thought about it. We wanted to come back.
I want to ask you a little bit more about your experience so far, because I know we still have about 4 weeks left at the end of this month. But we also want to have a conversation with you two and Judy McMurtry, who has served as your mentor in the PINterns program. So let's get right into it. And Abigail and Peighton, tell me a little bit about what you've done in the last month and a half-ish.
What haven't we done?
Yeah, I know.
But we've been doing a lot to kind of improve the economic development of Henry County. So we put together a startup guide for business owners and small businesses for them to, if they need resources to help them start a business or just resources to kind of help them scale up their already established business. So we have that out.
I want to stop you for a minute because I appreciate that. I think we finally ended at 84 pages. 87 now. All right. Wow. I appreciate that and the research. What did you learn personally from that?
Yeah. So a lot of the stuff that we went over was some stuff I learned in school, but actually applying it and seeing like that it could be useful to people in everyday lives is kind of it's impactful for me. And I learned just the research, a lot of things that I knew the headlines, but I didn't really know how to get into it. And then this allowed me to kind of open my eyes because my mom has her own business. So it allows me to help her. Like, I know how to do that now because I went through and did the startup guide. So it kind of just gave me more background information.
Good. I'd like to hear that it wasn't just work.
Yeah. Good.
Abigail, what did you get out of the process?
Yes. Well, kind of same point that Peighton was making. My father also owns a company in Henry County. So it was started by my grandfather. So I've seen the kind of rise of that. But being able to see, because we both focused on the research aspects that we knew a little bit about. So I focused on more of the marketing and HR. So being able to see whether it be website design or how many employees you need for how many HR representatives. So it was really interesting getting that really in-depth kind of background information because from school the projects that you've done, but being able to see these are the people in Henry County you need to contact. But these are people in across all boards, all industries, where to get that information. So being able to narrow it down was nice.
Well, I think that's a really great point because business tries to walk alongside our education system and help create curriculum and opportunities to explore where the real world meets the academic theory that they're learning. But if you can't apply it, sometimes it gets lost. And so you were able to take what you had from your bachelor's degrees and move it a little further while you helped move us further. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. What other projects did you have?
We updated Together for Henry. We went through and kind of talked with some of the staff about what could be improved, what could be taken out. So that was our first project we did. That was fun. We also did the mentorship program. The second cohort of that, we started with figuring out which mentor will match up with which mentee. That was a process.
Yes.
A lot of emailing back and forth, but I think it was worth it in the end. We had the first one-on-one session today. I think knowing originally that it was supposed to be a 4-hour kickoff event, I didn't know what to expect. And being able to see it one-on-one kind of unfold, them learn about each other and what they're looking for, and realizing the connections they already had. Because that was one thing we talked about afterwards. We changed who the mentor and mentees were matched with a lot. Mm-hmm. And it really worked out, and it's in the favor of everyone involved. So that was really nice.
Well, awesome. Judy and I were batting 1,000 with these mentor-mentee collaborations because we put so much time into it. So when I had to give that up to you two, I was like, they better hold on. I know from the mentor-mentee program that you kind of found some things, some details when you're doing your research, and you came up with a new project that I did not have planned, but you all took off running with it. Tell me a bit about that, Abigail.
Yeah, if it's the social media workshop, we actually added 2 new slides in the last couple of days. Just hearing from different people what they wanted. Our mentor-mentee meetup today, we brought it up, and they're coming to the event, and we were like, if there's something you'd like to see, let us know, because I know that's a big thing, whether you're a small business starting up or you're looking to grow your business to the next level. Social media marketing is a hard thing to learn about, especially when AI is getting so big.
Yeah.
So that's a section we actually added today. And then we also just added social media kind of best practices and ethics. Just like, yes, you can post on social media, but what are some things that you might not want to post?
Right.
But yeah, that was very unexpected for us to cover. We've never taught in that capacity before. Because this is facilitation. It's not you're teaching in a class among your peers that already know it. This is business leaders who genuinely want to know more, and they're going to ask you questions, and you need to be able to figure out the answer.
Yeah.
So
this is great. Let's bring in Judy for a minute, because I know you all were worried about that connection. Judy, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for your collaboration with us for this program, because this project, I think when we first signed up for it, we had some grand ideas for it, but didn't really know how we were going to get there. And I think that looking at it halfway here, I think it was a pretty darn successful project for both us and for the interns. So tell me, I know you've done some presentations for us on generational collaboration in the workforce.
Yes. It's a passion.
What were the first things that came to mind when we agreed that you would serve as the mentor for the interns?
I was actually excited because I've worked with 5 generations in the workplace before, and working with them, I really wanted to show people that stop the stereotyping, because they're people, they're individual, they're sharp, they're coming out of school and they're ready to go. I mean, I had high expectation, but these two super exceeded the expectation, because you and I worked out a document. They finished that in 2 weeks? So I had to continue to keep coming up with more projects, and they kept up with it. So we have exceeded far more than what we anticipated. We went through the interview process. We were both happy because after interviewing with them, like, that's our top 2 pick.
Yeah.
And we was able to be blessed to get our top 2 pick. Yeah. But I mean, I know they were bright, but I call them geniuses. And I'm open to listen with them. And that's all I really need, is somebody to listen to and understand them.
I think that, let's pull back the curtain on that a little bit, because I think that is often what we hear when we start stereotyping a generation, and that Gen Z generation wants it handed to them, doesn't want to do the work, doesn't want to be in the office, doesn't like to take direction, is always distracted on the phone. What else do y'all hear?
That we don't like cold calling, that we don't want to go out and try to figure anything out for
ourselves. Yeah. Peighton, what do you hear?
Like when we try to bring change or improvement,
sure.
Shut down, or you don't know, you don't know how to
champion something. So you're just troublemakers. Mm-hmm. So Judy, how much of that fits for this group?
0. 0. Absolutely. I'm trying to keep up with these two. I think they were born in another time and place too.
Old souls?
Yeah, old souls, because they're just brilliant, and I love working with them.
Yeah.
And they pick up so fast, and we connect.
I think that's the biggest key. I know when y'all started, it was a Tuesday, and I think you were traveling, so it was kind of me going through an orientation with them and just kind of talking about what we were looking at, but letting them, kind of get settled. And I think that next day, y'all took off running. It's amazing for an internship program that you have had that much autonomy, but that you've allowed us to give you that much autonomy because you kept track of your own work. And I think that that's pretty darn amazing for someone in their young 20s.
Absolutely. But when we also, after they finish, I said, how long will you be with the website? Oh, we'll be done by that Friday. I'm like, okay. So we sat down and went over a more detailed plan. And when they saw that strategy, I didn't have to babysit. We just worked it out collectively together. And at that point, they were gone. And then when they did need to talk to me, we were able to communicate. Yep. And again, I hate to mention DISC again, but that helped set us up for success.
Oh, sure.
Because my first thing is, and if others can actually glean from this, is to get to know someone, right? So it was, let's not talk work. Let's take this assessment. Let's go to lunch. You tell me about you. You tell me about your passions, your desires, whatever you want to learn from this program. How can we help you? And taking that approach made them feel very comfortable and safe. And after that, we connected. I also told him, hey, I'm a high DI. So I could get super excited. And then I'm pushing towards the results. And understood what that meant. So then they felt comfortable enough because of that to say, wait a minute, I'm not getting you. Slow down.
Yeah.
Let's back up. What about trying this? And it was great.
Yeah. I think that's been another key observation I've had with them is that they're wonderful working collaboratively or alone, depending on what the project entails. You're not waiting for us to come in and say, hey, is there any questions you have? Is there a problem you're having or anything? Like you are there, you are being proactive. If you have a concern, you're getting to whomever on the team you can. And I applaud you for that as well. Ladies, what were your thoughts when you thought you'd be working with Judy?
A boomer.
I think knowing going into it when we had our interview sitting down and you said, oh, I've got 33 years of experience in the airlines. Well, my first thought was exciting because that's something I've always wanted to do. But then I was like, oh my gosh, she's been in this corporate setting for so long. She's got so much knowledge in this. I'm coming out of college and yeah, I've worked for 3 years in my industry, but I don't know anything. I've never been able to put it into practice. So I think there was a little fear, not even from the fact of the boomer stereotype or anything, but I was just like expectations. I think it's always something that I think about. But I think, again, that DISC assessment, sitting down and hearing from you, because one of the big things for our generation, Gen Z, the stereotype is that we can't take criticism. And I don't disagree with that. I think a lot of us were raised in a way that if you're on honors kids, you get all A's through elementary, through college, and then you don't have that anymore. So it's hard. But hearing you say, if I sound really blunt, I'm not angry at you. I just talk like that. If I'm very short with what I'm like the descriptions of things, it's not because I'm angry. It's just because I'm like that. And hearing that, I was like, okay, so I don't need to be worried. There's no need to feel anxious about it. So I think having that kind of sit down discussion very early on really kind of like tore down that barrier.
So I guess our recommendation then for people listening to this and having multiple generations in the workforce, what is that one word recommendation that we have then?
Mine would be 2, and it would be open dialogue.
Yeah, I'll probably go off what she said in communication.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Absolutely.
Connection.
Yeah. So I think what our message to those listening is you have to communicate.
Yeah, you do. Connect.
And find out what makes the other one tick and where their interests are. And so I think that's the key is just making sure that we have those communications. Thank you. Just a couple quick questions. What are your plans going forward?
Yeah, so my plan, grad school. So I wanted to still be able to get experience, gain knowledge, and just continue to work in my field while also taking kind of a gap year from school.
Okay.
So this kind of helped me kind of mend that bridge, that little gap, because I didn't want a complete full-time corporate position just yet, because I still do want to go to grad school, and it's hard to go to grad school when you have a full-time position.
Yeah.
So this internship just kind of fit right there with my timeline. So grad school is on the table next, and hopefully I can get back into kind of some of this.
Well, you let us know. We'll be happy to help you along.
They can't get rid of me. I'm their mentors.
Yeah, Abigail,
life.
same goes for you.
Yes.
Anything you need, please reach out to us. What are you looking forward to next?
Finding a job.
Yeah.
Getting some stability. I like doing internships. This is both of our second ones. Completely different, though, experience. I knew when I was in senior year, I did not want the biggest stress that I had to be finding a job. I wanted to make sure that I walked and I had all of the accolades that I wanted. So that was my focus. I found this internship literally 2 days before the thing closed. I still didn't send it out.
You did not tell us that in the interview, did you? No,
no, because I did all my prep work. No, but I knew that continuing to build up my experience, because again, 3 years is what I had at school. And I want to constantly be challenged. I want to constantly be learning stuff. And I knew finding a position was not something I wanted to do immediately, because that transition from a college setting to a corporate setting is very big, and there is a gap in between. Yeah. And a lot of that is the programming that people use, especially in my industry. So I knew an internship, I'm really glad it worked out this way, because I've been able to work in all of these little programs, was the best way for me to just learn going forward.
Good. One question I forgot, and as we're talking about generations in the workforce, and I know that you've helped Trinity with the Emerging Business Leaders Program and some of the professional development, the networking in that. How did that work for you? I mean, some of them are probably right there in that Gen Z, maybe a little outside of the Gen Z, but how was that for you in a relationship and getting to know them?
Not even just for the EBLP, but just all the programs we've gone across the board. It's been interesting going into it fearful of like, oh, well, I'm an intern. I can't really talk to people in this, but being like, they're all just looking to get new knowledge, to learn more about their industry and the industries in Henry County, to network more. So I think being able to sit there with that knowledge and then hearing the conversations that are being had at these events, it's been really helpful to feel more comfortable just in the business community.
Yeah.
I will say, just being a part of some of the programs, the EVLP and the mentorship, just talking to some of the members, it's almost like they see us for what we can bring and not just as an intern. So that really makes me feel comfortable. I'm not walking on eggshells. Like, they don't want to hear from me because I'm just an intern who's here for the summer. But no, like, they actually come up to us and talk to us, ask us questions. When we mention the workshops, they're like really want to be involved, want to be engaged with what we're doing and stuff like that. So that's really, I like that. Like, I like to be able to be seen as what I can bring, what I have, my knowledge, my expertise, and not just like my title.
Yeah, I think that's a very important point, and we're going to be digging into that deeper as we go through the years. Is the community and the ecosystem that we've created here, and the unique one that we have in Henry County. But I think you will find that while we've talked today a lot about generations, it's not as prevalent here. And I don't want to make it sound like we're Shangri-La, but I think in general, it's a close enough community that people are like, no, I'm going to talk to you. I know we can work together. I know you can help me. I know I can help you. I want to help you. What can we do together? And I think that that's where a lot of that conversation and community is built. And so I'm glad that you all had a positive experience with that. Definitely a good plus. Yeah. Judy, anything you want to add or ask them as we wrap up?
Now, just to say,
Oh,
we're
boy.
working on.
Yeah.
They're doing the 1, 3, and 5-year strategic plan for us, the Henry County Chamber. I mean, they're diving right into it. So, Joe, because you're the C personality type, they have a big document for you because you love data.
The data?
Yep. Then we're going to have, yes, exactly. And that way it encompasses everybody. And then we'll have the executive summary for me.
Okay.
So I just want to see the bullet points. So I'm going to miss them, though, because
I
they
know.
are so amazing. And anyone would be, I mean, words can't express. Anyone should be proud enough to have you.
Anybody,
And honored.
the
and
next place they
everything
go
have
to
you.
is definitely going to have, they're going to,
Yes.
yeah,
That's what I
absolutely.
say. Working with them has been a joy.
Well, and I want to say to them, we've worked with high school students, as you know, we take on the work-based learning students, but it's a different level of internship for them. You all have definitely exceeded our expectations, but when you talk about having fear, we had a little bit of a fear because we're like, okay, we haven't taken on college students before. We're small staff. We're often pulled in different directions. Are we going to be able to help them to get something out of it? So to know that we had such great PINterns that, you guys fit in like staff.
Yeah.
I mean, people would walk in, they wouldn't know you were interns if we didn't introduce you that way.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I commend you both. You're both very mature, very knowledgeable.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Definitely.
And sharp.
Yeah.
Just so smart.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, what's that? That gives us a month now, I guess, to figure out how we can move you full time into the chamber.
I know. I was hoping to say that. We had to figure out a way. That's when we're searching for dollars so we can support their salaries and you can bring them on board. So we're working hard for that because they do fit in here with everybody. They do. And I just don't want to see them leave. I
I
don't.
would say I made it a very inviting, comfortable environment. Like, from the first day we were here,
Thank
the
you.
lunch, the talking, it was very eye-opening because at my other internship, there was kind of a dialogue, but it wasn't like the friendly banter you guys have here.
You call that friendly. Well, and I think, that's I am proud of the culture that we've been able to cultivate here. And I know it's not 100% perfect, but it's one of those that as we continue to move the needle, that hearing that makes me more happy than you would know, because it's one of those things that it's something I've tried to cultivate in the 6 years. But, when you have turnover, when you have COVID, when you have different things like that, it does kind of move that needle a bit. So thank you for that. I appreciate hearing that.
Oh, and they're doing a great job planning for I know this is coming after we having the bridge, but the 3 of these Gen Zs, I want to mention Trinity also, are doing a phenomenal job collectively, even just planning these events that we've been having and taking them to the next level so we can reach a broader spectrum and help more business. But Joe, I do want to say one thing for you. What you have done for the chamber, you are X. So, I know all these, you have far exceeded expectations of a lot of chambers. I've spoken to so many different people. My chamber doesn't do this. Our chamber is not like this. We only do festivals or events. But I really must commend you.
Thank you.
You're so welcome to invite so many people, so many ideas from other people to say, if that's going to benefit our people, let's do it. If that's going to move the needle, if that's going to cause us to collaborate. So I want to thank you for even bringing me on board. I mean, no, I'm a member of the chamber, love the chamber, and I always say that. But even just consulting with you and taking your ideas and making them into reality has been a joy and a pleasure.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And I think, I struggle when I'm singled out because you all know that I rely on my team and I love my volunteers that help me get stuff done because there's no way I could do it on my own. But that's that culture that we have where people do want to support that. And so I appreciate hearing that. I also think that you have to give up the ego, but two, you have to be willing to work with people that have strengths that complement your weaknesses.
This is true.
And while you have not identified any of my weaknesses, Judy, and I appreciate you for that, I have a great team here that does. That they are great. Leonard's great with membership. Barbara's great with events. Phyllis with the education stuff. And Laura, obviously, she and her team with tourism. I try not to pick on Trinity. We sat there for 2 years talking about putting together a podcast studio.
She did it in a few months.
A couple months. She was up and running.
With no background.
No,
yeah,
exactly. Learned it on the fly. Loved it.
Yeah. So I think that's, part of it is that you have to give them that autonomy and that ability to fail.
Yes.
And support that failure.
And talk it through.
And figure out how we improve it the next time. And if there's a fear of failure, you're never going to see that innovation. So I love this team. They have no fear.
This is true.
If I go in there bad, they just start laughing at me. So, they have no fear. No, none at all. Well, ladies, I want to thank you. I look forward to having a conversation with you in about 3 to 4 weeks, I think, as we wrap up with your last day is the 31st of July. So I appreciate it. And again, you guys have definitely hit home runs. So thank you.
Thank you.
For the opportunity.
Absolutely. This episode's elite member highlight is Georgia Power. Small businesses start in the towns and cities that entrepreneurs call home. Business ideas are sparked by a problem they see in their own backyards, and they're inspired to provide a service or a product that neighbors need or want. The first mentors, customers, funding, office, and storefront are typically found in their hometown, and growth begins locally. Georgia Power promotes resources that entrepreneurs need to turn their inspiration into action, highlighting how communities across the state support entrepreneurship and small business. Vibrant communities provide the programs, people, and places that help small businesses thrive alongside major employers and creating a unified growth for all. Georgia Power is committed to helping you find your place in community. They invite entrepreneurs, resource providers, and local leaders to find inspiration in the innovation, support, and success stories from towns and cities statewide. Welcome back to this episode's Voices of the Chamber, and we're excited to be joined by Montina Young-Frazier. Montina, good morning.
I am so excited to be here today with you, Joe, here in Henry County, the best county in Georgia.
That is, well, I think we could even go beyond Georgia.
Hey, let's go beyond Georgia.
Let's not think small here. Montina, we're doing Voices of the Chamber, and so you have a large volunteer role with the Chamber. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I can. So I moved to Henry County in 2021 because my daughter, with her splendor, put me on Match.com. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was divorced in 2017, and I thought I was living my best life. My daughter said, "Mom, we put you on Match. You're such a nice person. You shouldn't be single." Okay. So my husband was my second serious Match date. I met him December 2020, and within 2 weeks, he was like, "Would you get married again?" And even though we did not marry in 2 weeks, it's what brought me here to McDonough, Georgia, to Henry County, here to the Henry County Chamber. And we married in 2022. And actually, at the time of this recording, it's our anniversary.
Congratulations.
And so it brought me here to the Chamber, and I've had a volunteer role, ambassador role. I have had some opportunities to have a small contract with the Chamber, which I was extremely grateful for. I am the chair for the Henry County Convention Visitor Bureau of the Tourism. And I'm excited about that opportunity because just as a citizen, when I joined the chamber. I wanted to get acclimated to the community. So I started going to board meetings, committee meetings, council meetings, commissioners meetings. And I landed in the tourism meeting one day. And later, a few years later.
I didn't know what I was walking into.
I did not. But a few years later, like Laura was like, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" And I'm like, "Sure." And she's like, "Yeah, would you be interested in a leadership role?" And I'm like, "What leadership role?" And lo and behold, I'm now the chair. But with this role, I get to support an amazing, incredible, phenomenal team. Laura and her team, they do a phenomenal job here with Henry County. We did $500 million in revenue last year, generating that into the county, $40 million into the tax base, which is about 12 to 14% as we recognize it from a citizen standpoint. And we support Stockbridge, Locust Grove, Hampton, and it's just a hat that I enjoy wearing and showing up.
So tell me about the hats. You do wear many hats. You have a beautiful hat on today.
I have a hat on
Tell
today.
us the hat story.
So the reason I wore the hat is because Trinity, who's here at our chamber and doing a phenomenal job in her role, just sent over a few questions. And one of them was like, you wear many hats, and entrepreneur, coach, consultant, many other things. And I thought, well, that's unique, and I wore a hat today because it's not that I wear many hats. I wear them well, y'all.
You do.
I wear many hats, but it's just that I've learned that there are just strengths. And if I'm consulting in one space, I might be, as a full-time entrepreneur, as I've been since 2014, in other spaces, but it's just a representation of who I am. So when I show up in a room, I want my leadership, my integrity, the fact that Montina's going to get it done. People respect me in the spaces, and that's what it is. So it's not that I'm wearing a lot. I'm not putting the hat on, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off. I am showing up my most authentic self in every single one of the rooms. Sometimes I walk in and look, if I didn't get a chance from the gym, I'm coming in with my gym hat on. But again, it's not that I'm wearing different hats. And when I moved here to Henry County, and specifically I live in McDonough, Georgia, I joined the chamber. It was my first thing that I did because I've owned a company for a long time. And I actually have something to compare it to because I'm a member of other chambers. I was also a member of the Greater North Fulton Chamber, who former Senator Beach, who's now with the Treasury, was the president at that time. And I can tell you, this chamber here is something special. I put on a couple of notes. I was like, it's community. We are a chamber that cares. But as I'm talking here, y'all, I do want to say that Joe is like one of the most amazing, humble, kind, generous individuals. And I just want you to know it's something that I've appreciated because from day one, anytime I've come in and said, hey, I have an idea, or hey, can I talk to you about this? Even though you've been busy, you have not once turned me away.
No,
not once.
It's one of those things. It's team, and I have a great team within the walls in the office space. We all work together well, but we have a great team of volunteers, and we have a great team of members. One question for you, Montina. How has being involved in the chamber impacted your work and the value that you're able to bring to other businesses in the community?
I think I've been a member again about 4 years at the time of the recording. And what's been most helpful for me, again, it feels like community. I can tell that you and the leadership here care. Even our board, we have meetings and everyone's sharing and showing up. The biggest thing for me were the committees. So I immediately was involved with the Women's Committee, the Inclusion Committee. I also was able to just get involved as an ambassador for the chamber, attend ribbon cuttings. These are things I had not done in the past. So most people think, I'm just going to dive in, I'm going to join, and they don't show up. You have to show up and invest time, energy, attention, and of course, you already invested your resources as a member, but showing up consistently. My 1 year investment, it would take me probably at this point from the opportunities that have been generated, financial opportunity, I'm not talking about just things in thin air, it would take me about 10 years to lose if I had zero. Now I'm a lifetime member because I've gained so much from the membership.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think it's key. A few episodes ago, I believe it was Morel and I were talking about all of the different programs and products and activities and services that the chamber does. And you have to prioritize.
Yes.
Identify what your goal is maybe for that quarter, that year, and how your chamber membership can help you accomplish that.
Yes.
And then go forth.
You are not alone in this journey. So again, when you join, make sure you tell Joe that Montina Young Frazier is one of the reasons why I don't get anything for it, but it would make me immensely happy and joyful if you became a member, because again, we have one of the best chambers in the country. Actually, we won the Chamber of the Year award in
Yes, we did.
2022. Was it?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
so we are the
Thank
best
you.
chamber in the country.
That's right.
Come on, y'all,
That's
let's
right.
go.
Montina, thank you so much. It's
You're
always a
so
pleasure to talk to you and to
welcome.
work with you. And I love
Yes.
the leadership role that you are able to provide for
Thank
us. Thank you
you.
so very
Yes,
much.
sir. I love being a leader in that role, but again, I'm just like the support team
It's a team.
for Laura
Absolutely.
and her team. They do a phenomenal job, and it is an honor to support them and also to be a part here with you.
Yeah.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, Morel McClear here with Ramtech PC Solutions. We provide IT solutions for businesses that need our services. We focus on IT help desk. We focus also on cybersecurity and IT compliance. If you guys ever need assistance or ever have a wonder of if I'm doing my IT right, is my IT guy doing what he's supposed to do, give us a call. Let us help you with that.
Upcoming events. July 15, From Vision to Victory, Maxwell Strategic Planning, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We are wrapping up our From Vision to Victory series with a powerful hands-on workshop designed to help you align your vision with clear, actionable goals. July 17, Dress Codes That Close Deals Workshop, 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Discover how personal presentation can elevate your professional presence and impact because style does influence success. July 23, Visibility is Profitability, Social Media Strategies for Business Growth, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Learn practical tools to boost your online presence and attract the right audience because if they can't see you, they can't buy from you. July 31, Command the Room, Elevating Communication and Magnetic Networking, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Join Cornelius Gamble for a high-impact workshop where you'll learn how to speak with confidence, network with purpose, and lead every conversation. August 12, Navigating Your Cash Flow, Chase Bank Small Business Workshop Series, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Understand the cash flow behind your finances. Learn how to manage your money with intention and clarity to fuel growth. August 28, Business After Hours at Georgia Endovascular and Georgia Fibroid, 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Wrap up your day with great food, meaningful connections, and a celebration of Georgia's endovascular's continued impact in our community.
And now, welcome back to our Connecting Point, where this episode we feature our Chamber Ambassador of the Month, Cornelius Gamble from EQ Growth Lab.
Hi, welcome back to the Community Convener. Hi, I'm Leonard Robinson, and I'm here this morning with our most recent Ambassador of the Month, Cornelius Gamble from EQ Growth Labs. And we're just pleased to have you here and want to learn a lot more about EQ Growth Labs and what it is that you're doing. First of all, let's start with a thank you for all of your efforts and coming into the chamber full speed. You have been a help at so many different levels, and I want to start off with a thank you. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to help.
So you've had a class already. Now you're Ambassador of the Month. So let's start with the whole Ambassador of the Month thing. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. So for me, Ambassador of the Month really just is about purpose and presence and showing that it matters and that like being consistent will really do a lot of things for you. It takes me back to when I first joined the Marine Corps. My mom used to always say,
Hoorah.
That's right, simplify. She said, if you do everything you do for God, he'll reward you. And so you don't do it for man because that's temporal. And so I didn't even know there was an award. Like completely no idea. And I was just wanted to be, driven because I believe in the mission. I believe in the purpose. And then also being here at the chamber, it feels like a second family to me. And so I'm just showing up to give the very best that I have. And so I'm grateful to have had this opportunity and even for that recognition, to be out of the military and then to still get some type of recognition is kind of unique.
Yeah, the life after the military, a whole nother podcast. So you've also been very involved in our Emerging Business Leaders program, and you've been there step by step with us since the outset.
Yep.
All right. What motivates you to get engaged with something like Emerging Business Leaders?
Oof, I would say impact. One of the things that I've realized is that this is a group of individuals and leaders who desire to grow and desire change. And so to have an opportunity to help other individuals that are looking to move forward with progression is everything to me. And I don't take that lightly.
Okay. And I like to always say, like, well, Whitney Houston was right. The children are our future. And this Emerging Business Leaders program, that's for those 22 to 40-year-olds that we want to be able to help and get up to speed so that we do have great leaders to follow in the footsteps of the things and the paths that we're laying out here so far. From what I remember so far, you've completed your Leading from Within series.
Correct.
Okay. And how did that go?
Oh, it was great. The feedback was fantastic. That's usually how I try to gauge it. Less about what I think and more about how did the people receive it.
Okay.
And so Leading from Within was all about mindset and clarity. And, now I'm going into this next series, which I'm grateful to have the opportunity for, is all about presence, persistence, and connection.
Okay. And that's the Command the Room series?
Correct.
Tell us more about Command the Room.
Yeah. So, once we gain clarity on what it is that we're doing, we have to then do something from that.
Okay.
I'm always big on taking the next step. And so once we accomplish one thing, it's like, then what? And so commanding the room is an opportunity to have the confidence of knowing that no matter where you go, you don't have to be the loudest person. You don't have to be like showboating or anything like that, but you have confidence in who you are, what you are, and what the purpose you stand for. And in order to be able to do that, you got to kind of like clear the noise. One, if anybody's listening to this, this is the one you don't want to miss.
So you don't want to miss Command the Room.
Not.
When I leave Command the Room, what do I walk away with?
So, I would say if you walk into Command the Room, maybe like a fraction of confidence, by the time you leave, you're going to know exactly what to do in any room you go in.
Interesting.
Oh,
Interesting. Yeah. Now, Cornelius, this Command the Room, when are we going to do this? When do you take in command of the room?
Mark your calendars. It's going to be July 31st from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., and it's going to be here at the Henry County Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, so we got July 31st, 9 to 11,
Correct.
Here at the Chamber of Commerce, Command the Room with Cornelius Gamble. You don't want to miss this. Now, you've been a real positive force here in the Chamber so far. And how has the Chamber impacted you?
Great question. So for me, the Chamber has allowed alignment, especially, like I say, transitioning from the military coming to this side. I highly recommend, to me, if you're a business owner, you should be a part of a chamber. 100%.
Yes. Well, I'll co-sign that.
Yeah, 100% you should be a part of a chamber. Showing up here for me was great because, as a business, I had ideas. I had things I wanted to do. But the chamber allows me to connect with other business leaders and make impact and also have the ability to create lasting relationships. And I call it free mentorship, and I listen to people like you. Oh, have you thought about this? And then Judy is like, oh yeah, just get plugged in and do this. And I'm like, okay, bet. I'm going to take everything that these people are saying and I'm going to apply it. And it's been going fantastic. I 100% recommend the chamber.
Fantastic. Yeah. I love hearing that. Now, for someone that's stepping into a leadership role, what advice would you give them?
Be kind to yourself. Start where you are. For me, everything we need as a leader is within. I have a unique take on it. I think leaders are born, but we don't show who we are until we've been developed. And so start where you are. Give yourself some grace while continuing to pursue advancement would be my advice.
Interesting. Now, we've had this conversation before off air, and so I definitely want to go ahead and include it while we have a chance. It's EQ Growth Labs, and you're telling me, we were talking about it, and you said it's emotional intelligence. So I said, how come it's not EI? And you had a really solid answer. So why isn't it EI instead of EQ?
Yeah, absolutely. So EI is emotional intelligence. So you're absolutely correct. Emotional intelligence is our ability to be able to utilize our emotions to help guide us through this path of life or this journey that we're on. EQ is emotional quotient, and that's the measurement of that intelligence. And so what we do at EQ Growth Lab, I don't want to just inspire you. I want to give you tools that actually help you rewire the way you think, the way, you perform in your habits so you can actually develop lasting growth. I don't want to do it for you. I want to teach you how to be able to do it for yourself. So what's the saying? Give a man a fish, or if you teach a man to fish, right? I want to teach you so that way this is something that can be sustained.
Awesome. Fantastic. So listen, if you want to learn to fish so that you have fish for a lifetime as opposed to having fish for a day, Cornelius Gamble, EQ Growth Labs, thank you so much for your time today and being a part of what we're doing here. And I look forward to what comes next.
Absolutely. It's a blessing. Thank you.
Welcome to this episode's Member Minute. where we highlight exciting news, milestones, and upcoming ribbon cuttings across our chamber community. On August 14, Creekside Christian Academy and Our World School invite you to the 2025 Georgia Gold Summit in the Hudgens Room. This must-attend event for Georgia's private schools goes beyond your average meeting. It's an opportunity to learn, collaborate, and network with education leaders shaping the future of learning in our state. We would like to congratulate Danielle Tichy, founder and CEO of Strategic Cleaning Services, Inc., on graduating magna cum laude with a bachelor's degree in business administration with a concentration in business development from Colorado Technical University. We are proud to celebrate your success. Celebrate with us at our upcoming ribbon cuttings. July 15 at 11 a.m. for Village Medical of Stockbridge. July 18 at 11 a.m. for JW Partners at the Chamber. July 23 at 11 a.m. for Nail Anatomy, LLC in Morrow. July 29 at 11 a.m. for Village Medical of Locust Grove. July 31 at 11 a.m. for Village Medical of McDonough. Are you new to the Chamber? Our next new member orientation is happening on August 19. Join us to meet the team, connect with fellow members, and learn how to get the most out of your membership.
Hey guys, I'm Morel McCrary with Ramtech PC Solutions. Have you ever wondered if your business is compliant? Have you ever wondered if your current IT guy is doing what he says he's going to do for your business? If you have questions like that, don't hesitate. Please call me at 678-999-2172, and we can check and make sure that you have the support, compliance, and cybersecurity that you need.
If you are interested in discussing membership benefits or sponsorship opportunities, please connect with our team at 770-957-5786 or at henrycounty.com. And be sure to join us next week for more member and community news and to hear about our newest program, Flex. Until next time, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep growing with us at the Henry County Chamber.